Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of True Picks, where we talk about everything that happens in the NFL. And there's a lot to talk about because the wildcard round is past us, and we know the teams that are advancing, which means we know the teams that are going to be in our divisional round with our 2-1 seeds coming off of their bye weeks. But we've got a lot to talk about, not just with the games, but also with different coaches that are no longer with us. And to do that, when I say we, of course, I mean myself. I mean Chase Oliver. And sir, how are you doing this fine evening?
Bittersweet, Chargers out of the playoffs. Can't be happy about that. But very happy because this result led to one firing of our offensive coordinator, Greg Roman. So it's bittersweet. By the way, guys, like and subscribe and thumbs up. Do all the YouTube stuff. You have to do that for YouTube. They like when you say that. So just do that for us, please. There's basketball content on here, TV content on here. You'll like it all.
Let's bring up some of the content that we all watched this weekend because the ratings for these games were ridiculous. I think the Eagles and the Niners game hit 41 million people.
Yeah.
But we had the Panthers eventually succumbing to the Rams. They put up a fight. They really put up a fight against the Rams. The Bears not running away with it at all, sneaking in through the wire. But that's kind of how the Bears' season has gone this whole time. The Bills and the Jaguars going punch for punch until the very end of the game. The Eagles and the Niners was the first time that I think there was a, really beat, like that whole like boots to ass thing that's like, really popular, that saying nowadays. That game felt a bit like that. It didn't look it at first, but in the end, it did kind of feel like that. Like the Eagles just had no answer. We'll get to the Patriots and the Chargers. And then, I mean, listen, if the Chargers have one thing that they can be proud of, it's that they did not get beat as badly as the Texans beat the shit out of the Steelers. Like, hang your hat there, which is a terrible thing. Like, it sucks to have that. That's what you got to hang your hat on. But yes, as Chase alluded to, we had some firings happen because of the outcome of these games. And we'll start with the big one for Chase. Look at that face. Look at that face. Greg Roman, offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Not pictured. Also, your offensive line coach was let go with good reason. Though I guess, if they're not going to make any changes to the strength and conditioning staff, I would be a little like, why are we firing just the O-line guy? But what are your thoughts on the Greg Roman tenure now with the firing and who you hope to get?
I'll say this about Greg Roman. Unlike most Charger fans that just hate him, I didn't hate Greg Roman. What I hated was the inconsistency of Greg Roman. And what I mean is, there are some games you'll watch. Greg Roman would look incredible. It would be like play actions, great balance, Herbert sling. Like, watch the first game against the Chiefs. That's what this offense should have been this whole year. Like, if you watch that first game with the Chiefs, you're like, wow, dude, Herbert slinging. Oh my, we were talking early. Herbert MVP question mark? Like, he was slinging, and then he goes backwards. He changes up the game plan. He doesn't know what to do, and everything is just so predictable. Darius Davis is on the field. What is he going to do? An end around. Keandre Lambert-Smith is outside. Oh, he's going to run a 9 route. Like, there's nothing new. He doesn't adjust. And it showed in the 2 playoff games where the Texans won. Chargers got their ass kicked by the Texans. Herbert had 4 interceptions, and the game plan was try to run the football, but we couldn't run the football. So what happened? Got our ass kicked. Okay. Then this game right here, he literally cost us the game because for whatever reason, he just wanted to test this Patriots secondary going deep. And instead of making the game easy, have it where the Patriots pass rush can't be aggressive, he was calling these long developing routes that pretty much cost us the game.
I didn't understand why Ladd McConkey wasn't getting hyper targeted. Like, that's a guy that
Yeah.
Ball gets to him, he catches it. Like, he's similar, like the praise that I give like almost week in and week out, it seems, for Jacoby Myers, that can also be applied to Ladd McConkey.
Right. If you look at the first 3 games of the season, it's like, oh, this is how Ladd should be used with Keenan Allen. It's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
How are you going to stop Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey on third down? Like how he had it before, where QJ's the main receiver. You make Quentin Johnson's big body and what he has in attributes that Ladd and Keenan don't have. You make him the main receiver. You kind of make him like the guy where it's like, oh, this guy can kill you, whether it's going deep or down. Like you let QJ do that, right? And then Ladd and Keenan kill underneath. And then you have both of them doing option or slot routes. And it's like, dude, how do you stop this? I don't know. Yeah. So the usage of, and even Ladd said, like, you know, he kind of was vocal about, like, he wasn't happy about his usage this year, like in his post game. And, you know, a player like Mekhi Becton, who, you know, probably won't be back for the Chargers, but someone that the Chargers brought in, hoping he could fit the trenches. He even said, yo, I couldn't even get a groove or rhythm under this Greg Roman offense. So, yeah, I'm happy he's gone. It's great. And who do I want? Man, I want one man, John. I want one man. Give me Mike McDaniel.
If it's give
me Mike McDaniel. I need this nerd.
I don't think you're getting him.
I need Harbaugh to be like, yeah, so hey man, I just got this cool motion route idea. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, awesome. Let's do it. Let's go. Like, you know, look, if it's not Mike McDaniel, he's number one. He's the guy I really, really want.
I think he's more Detroit. But I mean, stranger things have happened. This has been a weird season.
In LA, gonna be close to his buddy Sean.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's more Detroit.
If it's not McDaniel, I would love Daboll, because Daboll is like, he looks at Herbert. It's like, this is like Josh. He's like Josh. Yeah, I know what to do with this guy. What I like about Daboll is too, the thing with Daboll is this: he loves the short game, and he knows how to execute the short game very, very well, and he knows when to call his deep shots. And when you have a quarterback with Herbert's skill set that Daboll likes, which is big arm and mobility, it works in the Daboll offense. So I would love Daboll. But if not them, I actually want your coach, your quarterback and passing coordinator coach, Davis Webb.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, Webb is a former quarterback in the NFL. He's played many. He was pretty much like a backup, pretty much. I actually liked him as a prospect, as a quarterback coming out of college. I felt he would have been a fine, backup for many years to come. But what I like is that, he has like an analytics side to him that I think hasn't been touched yet. So he would be someone that I would like. Or hey, Harbaugh, sticking with former players and people that he likes, and he knows that this kid well. I'll take JT Barrett from Detroit. JT Barrett right now is the quarterback's is he Chicago right now? Yeah, he's in Chicago. He was in Detroit. Paul Ben Johnson to Chicago. Heard nothing but good things about him. We saw the development of Caleb Williams under JT Barrett, and he is.
I may have lost you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. I was saying JT Barrett in Chicago, quarterback Caleb Williams. I think it would be good, having a guy like that. But who knows?
I forget. Were we talking about it here last week, or was it when we were doing that massive watch along with Romeo and them? And I was talking about how, like, sometimes it's fascinating how players who never really were able to get over the hump in their playing careers turn into some of the best coaches. I may have actually been talking about this and I brought up Davis Webb, like the idea that he could not, for whatever reason, do well as a player. Maybe it was just he never got the opportunity, but turning into a coach, great. Like Kellen Moore, another great example, was a perennial backup and then becomes a offensive guy, a coach, then turns into offensive coordinator. Now he's a head coach in New Orleans. So yeah, I would love for like with Denver getting all of these coaches interviews, like people have interviewed the Vance, they've interviewed the offensive coordinator besides the guy behind Lombardi. They've interviewed Davis Webb. They've interviewed the guy behind Vance Joseph. Like, it's ridiculous the number of coaches that are being interviewed from Denver. I'm just hoping Denver can win the Super Bowl before the staff gets hollowed out.
but honestly, John, knowing Harbaugh, he's just going to call Detroit. He's gonna say, "Hey, can I get David Shaw?" And David Shaw is gonna be my fucking OC. And then I love David Shaw.
You know who's available? This next guy we're going to talk about.
Oh, no, if we touch him, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Because Kevin Patullo was let go by the Philadelphia Eagles today. Wow. This is a guy who really kind of like it's an uphill battle. It's similar in idea to like why I was saying your O-line coach getting fired, or a better example would be Cliff Kingsbury. Kingsbury getting fired seems like they were scapegoating Kingsbury for shit happening to the team. Like,
I like Kingsbury too. Yeah, if he's available.
Like, there's issues with the Eagles itself. Like, it's not Kevin Patullo specifically. Does he contribute to the problem? Absolutely. But is it solely his fault? No. Like, this is an offense that has had a different offensive coordinator every single year since 2022. Like, there's no consistency. Like, it's just hard learning a new offense. And then the person, if they do well that year, that person gets hired as a head coach, Kellen Moore, Shane Steichen. Or if they don't do well, they fire the person. So it's like, what do you expect to have happen? And it's a weird situation because Nick Sirianni is supposed to be an offensive head coach, but you never see him. Like, for example, MCDC saw issues with John Morton, said, I'm going to take over play calling. Or he put his foot down about different situations. You never saw that in Philly. You never saw situations where Sirianni stepped in and said, ultimately, the buck stops with me. I'm going to take control of the situation. And I think Sirianni is not coasting off the idea that it's going to be more difficult to fire him because of the fact that he got the ring. But I think he knows that. And so it's in the back of his mind. And he's like, I have a longer leash. And it's just more the idea of like, why, if you wanted the head seat job, if you wanted the job, why would you let other people why would you be blaming other people? It's on you eventually. Like, ultimately, it is on you. You are the head coach. So I think there's a larger dysfunction in Philly, and I don't know that firing Kevin Patullo solves the problem unless they're going to be able to get somebody who's going to get them back to running the football like an insane amount of times with Saquon Barkley, who will be another year older, or they could revamp this offense to be much more of a try to be more of a passing attack and then just surprise people with Barkley. But Jalen Hurts has always been he has not been that great of a passer in the league itself. And you know him from Alabama. I don't know, like maybe he was a much more prolific in college, but like he got
John. He got benched because he couldn't pass the football well for Tua. That's why he got benched, was because he was struggling to throw the ball on Georgia, and then Tua comes in and the ball is moving more effectively.
Right.
Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback. I know a lot of people don't like Jalen Hurts. He's a good quarterback. Sirianni, and I know Sirianni well, former offensive coordinator for the Chargers. I know him well. Sirianni is not a great play caller. This is why he doesn't take over the play calling duties. He has a sharp mind for the offense. He knows what routes. Like he's a very aggressive offensive play person. Like the Super Bowl, he wanted the kill shot against the Chiefs. He could have easily milked the clock. No, he knows this story before. We can milk the clock. We could either run it 3 times to milk the clock, and then the Chiefs get the ball back and they get a touchdown, and then momentum gets on their side, or we go for the fucking kill shot. And he went for the kill shot. That's how Sirianni is. Like, Sirianni's only thing is like, we going for the kill. Like he makes those final executive decisions, but he lets his OCs make the calls. Kevin Patullo, for whatever reason, did not want Jalen Hurts to run the football as much. Whatever reason, just didn't want Jalen Hurts to run the football as much. For whatever reason, stopped doing the tush push when it's an effective move in football. Whether we like it or not, it's effective. Stop doing it. Fell in love with running shit out of the shotgun and empty backfields for no reason. No reason whatsoever. Kevin Patullo did this to himself and couldn't find balance in this offense. Couldn't find a way to, like, Saquon regressed because of Kevin Patullo. I don't think Saquon's a bad player at all. I don't think it's like, oh, he's a running back. Couldn't design runs to get Saquon wide open. Like, what are we doing?
It's so fascinating to me because, like, yes, Kellen Moore got hired by the Saints, but like Kellen Moore's playbook is in the building still. Like he doesn't just take it with him. Like somebody had to have a copy of it.
This is a problem. This is the problem. These coordinators when they come in.
I'm not saying you got to do exactly like using that exact playbook. I'm saying you look at that and go, what worked, what didn't.
But the problem is these coordinators have their own philosophy, and so that's the issue.
That's true.
That's the issue. They have their own philosophy. They believe this way works, and yeah, like that's the thing. They need to like look. Jalen Hurts will never be a prolific passer, but you have to like, especially if you're going to spend all this money on two receivers and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, which by the way, they're on affordable contracts. Like compared to other top receivers, Devontae Smith for number 2. You see how much T. Higgins getting paid? Devontae's not getting paid that much. You see how much Jalen Waddle's getting paid? Devontae is just a little bit under that. Like, you have to realize you have two receivers. You got to feed them, but maybe A.J. Brown's not on the team for much longer. Who knows? The offseason for the Eagles will definitely be a fun one to witness unfold in terms of how they do their roster.
I will say that for A.J. Brown, obviously up and down. We've talked about this before. He is the kind of player that it doesn't matter that the team's winning. He wants them to win because of him, which I get. Like you're a superstar wide receiver. I automatically just assume you're a diva. And then also when you do things that back it up, I'm like, you're a diva. But like, I get that idea because you know what brought you to the dance. You know why you were drafted that high. You know why you were coveted by Tennessee and then coveted by Philly to trade for you. Like I get all that. But like to just leave the building with just like saying like goodbye to your teammates, not doing media availability. It just sort of rubs me the wrong way. I get the idea that it's like, what am I going to say? Like what else is there to say kind of thing. But it's like, that is part of the job. That is part of the millions that even if it's an affordable contract for the team, to your point, it is still the money that they are paying you to do that and to uphold the image of what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle. And you're not doing that. So, buyer beware for whatever team is going to trade for him. I don't know which team will. I don't know which team would.
When we were doing our little group watch along, I joked AJ Brown for Max Crosby, who says no.
Oh yeah,
and I could just imagine Fernando Mendoza trying to explain about how they won, and AJ Brown's like, "Yeah, but I didn't get the ball. You got to give me the ball, Fernando." And Fernando's like, "Mr. Brown, I understand you're upset. I get it. I understand it. You didn't get the stats you wanted, but next week's a new game and we can get better." No, man, I need that today.
I want the best from Fernando Mendoza. He seems like a very talented young man, a very nice young man. I'm starting with that. If he goes to the Raiders, first off, I want him to die. But also, just in general, just like, sir, you just walk around with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer just behind you, and nobody's gonna give you shit. Like it'll be fine. You'll be all right. It'll be okay. Especially if it's AJ Brown there in the building too, because that would just be hilariously toxic. But the biggest name, and then the other two were fired. This is technically not a firing.
No, he stepped down, bro. Come on. We called this. We said this would happen.
We said, like, whoever it was Harbaugh or Tomlin or Harbaugh. And this week, Mike Tomlin steps down after 19 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm 36, so that means 17 years of my life. I've known Mike Tomlin as the coach of the Steelers for more than half my life. But yeah, this is an incredible moment. It's an incredible, like, just NFL history, and if seeing changes and turnover and things like that. There are names that you don't expect to go. Now, a lot of people felt as though Tomlin should have gone probably 5 years ago with it, or at least sometime within the past 5 years.
When he choked that one season where they went 13-3. And it was like, oh my God, like the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl and stuff. And then they just couldn't get it done. I think they lost to like the Bengals or something. I can't remember. They lost to someone bad or I can't remember. But that was when it was like, okay, Tomlin, you got to start looking outside of Tomlin, because the next years after that, it started the go 9-8 trend or 10-6, 10-7. Like, it doesn't matter. He's winning winning season, because like, When's his last playoff win? It's been years, right? Like since his last playoff win.
His last playoff win was, goodness gracious, 2016.
That was the year they went 13-3, right?
No, that's the 11-5 year. The year you're thinking of is the 13-3, 2017.
Yeah.
Divisional playoffs, 45-42 to the Jaguars. If I remember right, that's a Blake Bortles-led Jaguars team.
Yes. That was Saxonville.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Leonard Fournette.
And then the other one that the one that I'm thinking like really started it was the 2020 season, which I get at COVID. That's probably why they didn't do it. But that was a 12-4 team that lost a wild card playoff game 48-37 to the Browns, which was a Baker Mayfield led Browns, if I remember.
Was that the last year of Triple B where it was Ben, Bell, and
it was the last
Brown?
Year. I think so. That was the last year, Ben. It was the season marked the return of Ben Roethlisberger, who was sidelined for 14 games the season prior, and Ben retired in 2021. So after the 21 season was his last season.
I'll say was that the last year with Ben, Brown, and Bell?
Ben, Brown, and Bell. Oh no.
Triple B.
Le'Veon Bell might have. I think he may have left a few years prior.
Yeah.
He may have left a few years prior because he went to the Jets and all that. Yeah. But yeah, that was to me that 2020 season when that was 12. You're 12-4. You're losing to the Browns 48-37. Like this team is supposed to be a defensive team, and that was kind of what it brought them to the dance in that season. I was like, maybe Tomlin's starting to lose that mystique, starting to lose that magic, and then from then on, like to their credit, they reloaded, right? Like TJ, the next year from the 2020 season, 21 TJ Watt's DPOY. Like, you know, like they had those moments, but it just never felt like they could get over the hump to the point that you were making. Like it became the joke of one and done in the playoffs for the Steelers. So now what's interesting here is the reason why I specifically mentioned that he stepped down is his contract runs through the 2020, I think 27 season or the beginning of 2027, so through the 2026 season, which means if a team wants Mike Tomlin, similarly to what happened with the Saints and Denver, they would have to trade the Steelers for the contract to Mike Tomlin, and then they'd in essence have to just like re-sign him immediately to a whatever extension that they want to sign him to. So the question is, obviously, you know, we can rank the head coach offerings, right? And out of the ones that were fired, some of them are big contenders, probably no bigger than John Harbaugh. Now Harbaugh is joined by Tomlin. Which team would you anticipate would be willing to make that trade for Tomlin? And if so, who?
If you're the Tennessee Titans, I would say go for Tomlin. Like I would go for Tomlin in a heartbeat. Like Atlanta and Tennessee, those are two teams where it's like Atlanta.
I think Atlanta is the one to try to make would make sense because Tomlin, like part of the issue with Tomlin was that he doesn't seem to be a rebuilder coach.
No.
And the one thing now it's interesting though because like you could argue for many years the one thing the Steelers needed was a quarterback, and you could argue right now the one thing that the Atlanta Falcons need is a quarterback because they really don't know what they've got in Penix. Like it hasn't been long enough. And now there's concerns about injury and being able to stay healthy. And they just restructured Kirk's contract so that they could cut him. So like you're in a situation if you're Atlanta where you don't have a viable quarterback, but you may be willing to like go, hey, if the Steelers are going to trade, if we got to give a third round pick and we get Tomlin, why wouldn't we do it? And Tomlin's like, but that's not what I want. But I think from a overall standpoint, Tomlin to Atlanta, there's a lot to like there. There's a lot.
Well, I also think Tomlin's just like, yo, send me to an easier division. Like, let me just coach in an easier division. I don't want to coach in the AFC North anymore. Like the expectation, because we said this when we were talking about the game. Like, oh, the Steelers are not going to fire Mike Tomlin. They won't. The Rooney family loves this guy. Winning seasons, they don't care. The Steelers operate on a different level than most NFL franchises because they don't have to worry about season ticket renewals, blah blah blah, all that. this is generations of fans. Like they have a wait list for season tickets. Like they weren't going to fire Tomlin. The fan base could go, boo, oh, I'm not going to renew my cool. They have 20,000 people still waitlisted for season tickets. You don't renew, we can just get a new person that wants to be coming to our games. They don't care. Like that, and they weren't going to get rid of a guy like Mike Tomlin because Mike Tomlin has not given a reason to be fired. What reason? Oh, well, he doesn't win in the playoffs. He still makes the playoffs. Your team is profitable. You get a playoff game. You get a home playoff game almost every year. That's more revenue. That's more funds for your money. Tomlin is a successful coach. You're the Steelers. You are one of the franchises. You print money. Like you don't have to work. Like all the other stuff. Like for example, my team, we have to worry about season tickets, merchandise, all that other crap.
Oh yeah, you guys do.
Like you know, Steelers don't have to worry about like in America. Besides the Dallas Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers, they're fighting for number 2 of like who's the most popular franchise in the nation. That's just how it is. It's like it's those 3, and then after that, it's like the rest that you can make arguments. You can talk about this, that, and the other. Probably the Raiders are 4, if anything. But there's certain franchises where it's just they don't have to worry about certain things because they have all that shit covered. That revenue is always coming in. Steelers don't have to worry about this, and they were never going to.
That's part of the argument of like one of the ideas behind the Giants being a Tiffany franchise is that you don't have to worry about those sorts of things, and that gives you the ability to not have to get results like right out the gate. Now, you know, it would be really interesting if you're Brett Beach. Is that what I'm thinking of? Hold on, one sec. If you are.
You're saying the Steelers GM?
No. If you're Jason Light, would you consider specifically if you can talk to them and make sure you can get it done and figure out what like the draft cap would be, firing Todd Bowles and trading the Steelers for Tomlin?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that's also a sneaky great landing place for Tomlin. Or Tomlin like talks to Light and the Glazer family and they're like, hey, like just wait out your contract 2027. Todd Bowles ain't doing shit. We can get rid of him. We'll make sure Baker's like signed for another short little contract kind of thing. We'll get the guy. Like you tell us who you're interested in getting to develop as a quarterback, like either in the 27 draft, like whatever it is. We'll get you in. You know you've got Ibuka. You know you've got McMillan. You know, so that's 2 wide receivers already. You know, Cade Otton, like he'll be a little bit older, but he's still pretty decent. Bucky Irving will still be young, right around time for Bucky to get that second contract. Like that is an offensive core right there. And then the defense isn't bad in Tampa Bay. They're just weirdly coached. And that's what Tomlin does.
Yeah, well, because the thing is too, I think Tomlin actually he doesn't do any coaching for the next year. Like I think he's just gonna do TV, you know, like just do some good like, you know, I don't know what place will hire him, but he'll do TV and then he's gonna like look at the landscape and say, oh, okay, that's the team I want to go to. And then later on, like I think that's what I think he's gonna wait until there's a job that he really likes. And as long as the Steelers ownership is cool with it, they're gonna trade him to where he wants to go because they respect him.
Right.
Like that's just it. Like, I don't think Tomlin will get a job. If he does get a job, it'll be kind of insane and stuff like that. If he does get a job, but I highly doubt it and stuff. But
yeah, but that takes us out of the wild card round and into the divisional round. Also, conveniently, it means that for the playoff food bracket, Houston survived, Buffalo survived, New England survived. And then Seattle, Chicago, Los Angeles, and the Niners survived. And again, the Niners are already in, technically, because of the host city. But for anyone keeping track, Colleen was sad because pierogies are big here in Chicago. People, so she really loves it. And she's part Polish, so she loves pierogies. But anyway, let's take a look at our divisional round. I originally... because we're still going to start off with this game. I originally was putting down all of the odds last night during the Texans and Patriots game. And what I thought was interesting that today, when I was just making sure everything was up to date, is that the odds have moved slightly, and I don't know if this is because people like you're more in tune with this, the idea of whether people were betting it or not. But originally, last night the Broncos were plus 144. The Bills haven't changed; they were negative 108, but Denver was plus 144. When I checked it just now before we started the show, it's now an even line. Now the Bills are still favored; it's still negative 1.5 on the spread. But for the money line purposes, it is even Stevens.
People definitely jumped on Denver. They like that plus 144 home playoff game, and then you look at the record of the Bills on the road in the playoffs. It's like, why wouldn't you put like $100 on that plus 144 or put big money on that and stuff? And even Denver plus 1.5 is a good bet. So it's like, yeah, no, it's one of those. It's one of those. People definitely jumped on Denver, and now they just evened it out so that way you you have to choose. It's a pick 'em at this point. Choose which team you're actually going to think you're going to win. You're not going to make the money off of us, like and stuff, because the sports books, they know it's like, oh yeah, the Bills, they're not. Why the Bills are still 108 minus 108, and they're not being favored because being underdogs. Because if the Bills, because there's going to be people like that bet money on Denver when they're plus 144, and then the minute the Bills become plus, they're going to hedge their Denver bet and put money on the Bills plus. So either way, they beat the plus. Yeah, so that's why they're keeping the Bills even, because that's why it's even odds, because they're just telling people, look, you're not going to try to take advantage of us. Pick them because like Denver has a great case to win. They really do. They have a great case to win against the Bills. So that's why people are going heavy onto the betting of them.
Denver winning this is tough. I can see it, but I also can easily see how this is a Bills win. I don't think it would be, and these obviously could be famous last words. I don't think it would be as bad as it was last year.
No.
But I also I have to believe that signing Hufanga, signing Dre Greenlaw, who was limited yet today, but looks as though he's trending towards playing. Like they didn't put him on IR for a reason a couple weeks ago. That is important. Now, it doesn't look as though Brandon Jones is going to be back at all this postseason, which PJ Locke has proven to be hit or miss as a safety, replacing Brandon Jones, which means that this has got to be a big Hufanga game. Because, goodness gracious, you and I both watched Brandon Cooks do turn back. If I could turn back time, he did some crazy shit, and it is a very interesting game because Shavers also now tore his ACL. So the Buffalo Bills wide receiver room looks like this. It's Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and Brandon Cooks. It is a world, and I think it was Dawson Knox or was it Kincaid? One of the two was in a walking boot after the game. I think it's a situation where they could try, because they try to put Pat Surtain on Kincaid or Knox, because we've seen Pat cover tight ends, as wild as it sounds, because he's a cornerback, but he kind of shut down Brock Bowers during one of those games. Now, granted, Geno Smith, AOC, Kenny Pickett, any combination of those three is nowhere near the talent of a Josh Allen throwing the ball. But Brock Bowers is a better tight end than Kincaid or Knox. So it sort of averages out. But the belief that you could put Surtain on Kincaid or Knox is because you think that PJ Locke, Hufanga, McMillan, Riley Moss, and Jahdae Barron can take care of the other three wide receivers, or those three wide receivers. I think this game comes down to the running. It comes down to James Cook doing James Cook things, and there's a reason why he's RB1 on the dynasty team that we're in, that league that we're in together. He's an incredibly dynamic running back, and shout out to the Jags for slowing him down, right? And stopping him, really. But they still lost the game. So like it has a double-edged sword. And
It's hard to stop the one man at quarterback, man. Josh Allen is he's one of the best players in the NFL for a reason, man.
Yeah, this is, to me, this is one, like, I think every single game from here on out, the Denver defense has to be at its pinnacle. They cannot take any, there are no downs that you can take off. Everybody, like, whatever it was that, like, our guy Alex channeled during that Tampa Bay game where he tore his ACL and finished in like the first quarter and played the rest of the game, that level of adrenaline and determination has to be in all 11 starters on defense for the entire game, for this one, for potentially either Patriots or Texans, and for whoever they could potentially face in the Super Bowl. I have no idea. Like, there are ways to win, but they have to be able to stop James. And more importantly than that, they have to be able to run the ball. And I think Jaleel McLaughlin is going to be the key for them if they win to get those yards that they need. RJ Harvey is a great receiving back. He is not a great running back at this moment. He doesn't have the vision to hit, if he's between the tackles, to hit the way that it needs to be hit. And McLaughlin is built more like that. Harvey is just harder to take down. So it's like, what is the trade-off there? I don't know. I'm supposed to pick the Broncos. But there's just something about the Bills and like a team of destiny this year. Like, they have to win it. That's the other thing. It's like the same level of like determination and willpower that is running through the entire Bills organization right now. Like, as a whole, like, they know, we talked about this last week, no Lamar, no Mahomes, no Burrow. Like, this is your time. And you saw that against the Jags. You saw like to the point that when it happened, I'm like, did they just pick him up and carry him?
He levitated. Josh Allen levitated, bro. What are you talking about? He was just levitating.
That's not allowed. Like, you can't pick the player up and then just carry them. That doesn't make sense. Like, that should be against the rules. But I do think that if the run game is working, Sean Payton is not gonna stop running the ball. Liam Cohen absolutely stopped running the ball.
Yep. And we talked about that you run the ball against the Bills, you can beat them.
I'm gonna take the Bills. It feels terrible to do it, and maybe it's the classic Chase Oliver reverse magic that I'm aiming for.
Yeah, you have to be. Yeah, you just do it because you want them to win. It's not like when I was pessimistic where I said, yeah, the Patriots are going to kick our ass. Yeah, I feel the problem. The thing is with the Bills, it's like they're not that of impressive of a team. They're not impressive, but they find ways to win, and it's because they have Josh fucking Allen on their roster. Like, they have one of the best players in the NFL on their roster. And the thing with the Bills is this: there's no world where they'll have a home field advantage the rest of this playoffs. They will have to play on the road. Yeah. And they just got their first road win under the Sean McDermott era. Like, that's the first time Josh Allen has won on the road in the playoffs. He has to do that 2 more times. Is this momentum building? Is this something that, they use as momentum? And I know where Josh Allen's losses have come this season is against defenses like the Denver Broncos, like the Houston Texans, and like the Patriots. So it's a tough road for Josh Allen if he wants to get there.
Yeah.
I think there's things that the Broncos can do to win this game. I think they need to let Bo Nix rip it a lot more, especially across the middle, because that's where Trevor Lawrence was making his money until the Bills adjusted, and then that led to the last interception. But anytime they threw in the middle of the field, oh my God, Parker Washington, that kid was eating because they were just throwing it down the middle of the field and there was nothing there. Like, the Bills were just playing either too deep on the safeties or their linebackers weren't deep enough. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be a Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims game.
Yeah, it has to be one of those, and you have to let Bo Nix run. You're like, you what you got to do is this. You tell Bo Nix, pretend you're Josh Allen. You're not Josh Allen, but pretend you're Josh Allen. Pretend that you can get to, and Bo Nix has that moxie. He has that confidence. He has that swagger to kind of be a Josh Allen light. I'm not worried about the Denver's defense. I'm looking at this as this is the Bills' defense versus Denver's offense. Which one will step up? Which one can Denver's offense be consistent for 4 quarters? Can we see a good offense for 4 quarters? Can the Bills' defense, which this defense is built on winning the playoffs, can you see something in those players? Can you get a sack from Rousseau or Bosa? Can you make it where Denver's offense stays stagnant for 4 quarters? But John, being that said, I got the Denver Broncos going to the AFC Championship. I think look, it's the stats, it's the history, it's mile high. Josh Allen is the best player. He could definitely win this game for sure. But you just haven't won too many road playoff games for me to keep choosing you in this situation. Sean McDermott's defense, and he's a defensive guy, is not that good. And I think Denver's offense has enough juice to score enough points, and that Denver's defense is going to make Josh Allen hold the football for way too long, sack him a bunch of times, get it where it's not going to be 3rd and 7, it's going to be 3rd and 17, 3rd and 20, 3rd and 18, and you can only beat that so many times. So I think Josh Allen makes some little mistakes.
I'm imagining like, that 1 or 2 times a game where we get the bullshit Riley Moss DPI call. And that's like, and it happened. And when it happens, it's at the end of the game. And it's because it's so neck and neck. It's like at the time, it's like a 23-20 game. And then there's a call on Moss. And then they get the touchdown. And then Denver has like under a minute. But because they got the touchdown, Denver can't just get a field goal. They need to get the touchdown. And that's like that. I can see it in my mind. Like some nonsense Riley Moss call. Like, because he's not actually getting – like some of those, yes, absolutely are DPI calls, and a lot of them are not. And it's just frustrating to see. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they drafted Jahdae Barron, is because they're like, if this keeps happening with Riley, because it was happening last year, but if this keeps happening with Riley, like it becomes like, as good as he may be, it's more of a liability than it is he is more of a liability than he is a benefit. But I don't know. I've seen him do it too many times. You know what I mean? Like I've seen Josh do this too many times. And
I do think he can pull it off. It's just, if this was in Buffalo, it would be different. But the fact that his record on the road in the playoffs is so bad, and this was Sean McDermott's first road playoff win, I can't keep saying they can do this on the road all the time. I can't say that. And especially against defenses where I've seen that are the Bills mismatch, where you have a great defense that can get after the quarterback. That's a weakness for the Bills.
Yeah.
NBC going to be so pissed. They have to. Oh my God, the quarterback, man. What are they going to sell? Oh, what are you talking about? I got to watch Bo Nix or CJ Stroud in the Super Bowl. Oh.
Bro, honestly, like, fucking Tony Romo has been getting worse and worse and worse especially compared to how he started.
No, so here's the thing with Romo. He's good when he's not calling Bills or Chiefs games, because when he calls Bills and Chiefs games, he's so biased towards the Bills and Chiefs. It's really bad. But when you don't listen to Romo call Bills and Chiefs games, he's so much better. It's ridiculous. Like dude, he literally said on the broadcast when he was like, "Jam this game right here in the second quarter. This game right here between the Bills and Jags, winner's going to the Super Bowl." They fucking going the wild card. They still have to win game. What do you mean they're going to the Super Bowl? What?
Before we close out, I don't remember when exactly I did.
And if I was here, man, you know what would have happened, Jude? Josh would just lose to me, man. Whatever.
Beginning of the season, I had a haircut and I shaved down a bit, and then for whatever reason, Denver started winning. So I jokingly said to Colleen, I will maintain this length of hair and the beard until Denver's season's over. But I did also tell her I plan on going bald. Like to the point that when I
Like my
more
hair,
bald, what?
like my hair when I shave it.
Yes, like meaning like to the point of I want it to be thin, like I want it to be shorter than it was when I went through basic.
Mm.
Training for the army. I want to go all the way down. And she hates it because like Colleen likes my hair this long. Like she probably the beard is probably hit or miss. But the whole thing's gonna go. So next week it could easily be a situation where I am completely bald. We shall
Yeah.
see.
Well, the thing was, I did the same thing. Every year I've been superstitious. So the last 2 years when I grew out my beard the whole time, and the Chargers made the playoffs, but I've been debating, do I shave it afterwards or something? Ever since after I shave when they make the playoffs, they've lost. So you know what? Next year I'm going to do what you do. Just keep growing it out all the way. Hey, I'll be right back real
I
quick.
like lightly trimmed it down when it gets weird looking because like most guys don't realize this, but like one side of your face will grow longer than the other or grow faster than the other, and for me it's the right side. But I am like it's funny though because like so Colleen asked me, she said, what are you gonna do if they win? And I said, well, I mean, if they win, then I'm not cutting it or shaving or anything like that. And so then she pointed out, she said, so when would you then cut your hair or shave? And I said, well, I mean, I would have to keep this going for their off season to make sure that they retained players, that they were able to sign players with all that money that's freed up from Russ leaving. And then obviously I got to make sure that they draft well. So I can't shave it or get rid of it then. And so then she was like, so you're just never going to cut your hair or shave again? And I was like, well, I mean, these things happen as they happen. But I think you turned your camera off and you muted yourself. But I'll keep pushing on because I think you're still with us. So let's turn to the Seahawks and the Niners. Speaking of great defense, this is a fascinating matchup. We've seen. Oh, there you are.
I'll be right back. I had to go take a Sam Darnold real quick.
Oh, did you hear what I said though?
About I heard something about the hair and stuff.
So basically what I was saying was, so Colleen asked me, she said, well, let's assume, like she was saying, assume they win the Super Bowl. I said, okay. So she said, would you then cut your hair and shave then? Because I had said to her like end of the season, wherever it may be. I said, well, if you think about it, if I want them to make good decisions during free agency, like to sign players, retain players, especially with all the money that's going to be freed up by Russ. I said, but then also I want them to draft well, so like I can't really get rid of it then. And then really it's almost the next season. And so she said, so you're just never gonna cut your hair or shave again? I said, listen, it's a fluid situation. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually going to grow my hair out just before the summer, and stuff, just to let it grow out and whatnot, and then I'll cut it again and stuff. And then the beard, I'm actually doing a bunch of reshaving and stuff. What I'm trying to do is clear out a lot of my dead skin cells and stuff. So I have like a whole routine that I do and whatnot. So I'm trying to do that so that way my beard, because I noticed that it doesn't grow fully underneath all the time. So I'm trying to restart. And I've noticed a difference. Like I can tell that it's like a lot more stronger and more healthier looking. So I'm gonna be redoing it a bunch of times and stuff. And then I'll decide what to do. But yeah, my hair is gonna be growing out. Like I'm just gonna be growing out my hair where it's crazy.
So then I was thinking about it. I said, I'm wondering to myself, what is the minimum requirement for locks of love? So I'm looking it up on the website, and apparently it is from like if you have. I thought like it might just be as close, like they can get as close as scalp. What they want is like first for you to have it long enough that you can have a ponytail, which technically speaking I do. But then from where that ponytail is, they want 10 inches. And I said, that's going to take me years. So maybe it might not work. But they did say like if you are donating less than that or like less than the available, they find other ways to sell it, to use that money for other aspects of it. So we'll see how how that works out. But let's turn from a great defense to another great defense. And this is a team, these are two teams that have faced each other. This is going to be the third time, the Seahawks and the Niners. And I don't think anybody really needs to be reminded of what happened the last time with the 1 seed and division on the line. 13-3 is what the Seahawks held the Niners to, which interestingly is also a team like the win-loss record. But yikes. Really, I think this comes down to the same thing that we said last time. Can the Seahawks, if Sam Darnold makes mistakes, can they overcome the mistakes? Yeah. Now, this is a Niners team that a Niners team that is going to be without George Kittle, and that is a huge difference. And this was a situation where the Niners, a lot of those interceptions to Quinyon Mitchell came off of Brock Purdy throwing to Jake Tongas in the same play call that it was if it was George Kittle. And I was like, okay, well, maybe you should not do that. But they wanted to keep doing it for some reason. But hey, you live and you learn. And hopefully they won't do that this week, because this is a Seahawks defense that knows how to shut down a Niners team like this. And you really need someone like Kittle. I don't know what it is. It's like they keep sacrificing players to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy this year. But hey, even plus 280 with the worst odds, like I can see the Niners winning this one.
The way Shanahan be coaching, it was impressive what he did. The adjustments he made to beat that really good Eagles defense and the Eagles team, very, very, very impressive and stuff. And John, look, I've said it to you in private, and I'm saying it here. Ain't no way in hell Sam Darnold making an NFC championship. Ain't no way in hell Sam Darnold going to be in a Super Bowl. God is going to find a way for Sam Darnold to be bad Sam Darnold this game. Give me the Niners. I do not care. I do not believe God wants this. I like the Seahawks. Davion, you're great. I'm glad that you're always in the chat. You're a great supporter. I love you, man. I hope your team does well. I just don't think God's going to wake up that morning and be like, fuck? What? Sam Darnold? What? No way. Like, he's going to make sure that don't happen. Like, that is just a cursed image. Like that. He's already done miracles with other quarterbacks. Ain't no way, bro. I cannot. And the thing with this Niners team is they're so resilient, bro. Like they just won't.
Really are.
Like I honestly just think they're going to find a way to get there, and then they're just going to get their ass kicked in the Super Bowl. Like that's just it. Like such a resilient bunch. I love the resiliency. I love that. I love what Shanahan did. I think obviously this could go the same way, and we talked about it. If Darnold shows up and he plays good. Mm-hmm. And if you just do what you did, where it's like K9 and Charbonnet, K9 and Charbonnet, K9 and Charbonnet, I'm telling y'all, Seahawks will win the Super Bowl if they just ride K9 and Charbonnet, K9 and Charbonnet, K9 and Charbonnet. It's a tough running back duel to stop. You have the speed, the fluidity of Kenneth Walker, and then you have the pounding brute force of Charbonnet. It's tough. That is a tough duo to stop. And you just need Sam Darnold to just throw the ball correctly to Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's it. And whatever tight end they decide they want to feature that week, AJ Varner or whoever it is. That's it. Like, just run that. But I don't know. God is telling me, don't believe in the Seahawks. Sam Darnold. Ain't no way. I cannot picture a world where our Lord in the year of 2026 will allow Sam Darnold not only to make an NFC championship, but to make a Super Bowl? No. But I will say that this Seahawks team, they should honestly be proud of what they've accomplished this year.
Yeah.
We weren't necessarily super high on them. We felt they could have a good year. They're ahead of schedule under Coach Mike McDonald. That defense is really, really tough, and they will give the Niners a fight. This is going to be probably the game of the weekend. But to piggyback off of that, using WWE logic or WWE math, there's a 33% or 25% chance, or no, 75% chance that the
NFC representative is from the NFC West. 3 out of the 4 teams remaining is from the NFC. Like, that is the best division in football, easily.
What are you talking about, man? Man, shut up, man. It's the AFC West, man. It's just because we had a setback year. Shut up, John.
Even with the Cardinals being like dog shit terrible and wasting
whatever, man.
And wasting Trey McBride and wasting Budda Baker, it's still the best division in football for my money. And that's why, to your point, the Seahawks should be proud of everything that they've done this year to not just win the division but win the NFC. It's an incredible accomplishment. Every team in this that is left has in essence has a winning season. Like, you have something to hold your hat on. And
all the teams except for the Bills and maybe the Texans, you could say, all head of schedule. Broncos head of schedule. Seahawks head of schedule. Niners. We thought Niners were going to take a step back, but they're doing good. Patriots way ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Bears ahead of schedule. Rams. We thought they were going to take a step back. So
yeah, but one, I think the Seahawks win this game, and two, in the off chance that the Broncos win this game, I want Broncos Seahawks.
What, you want Sam Darnold to light you up, bro?
No.
Then you will tell me, you'll be like, Chase, the devil made Sam Darnold. Like, yeah, I told you.
No, here's why.
I know you want revenge for Peyton Manning. And
no. I mean, technically yes, but no. See, it's deep. It's deeper and shallower at the same time. I'll explain it. If Denver gets past the Bills, it means that they avenged the playoff loss to the Bills from last year. But if Denver beats the Seahawks, especially in the Super Bowl, they will have avenged Bo Nix's first career start.
Mm.
And then, yes, also Super Bowl 48. Yes, also that. But
I can't wait. I can't wait till Uchenna Nwosu wins Super Bowl MVP because Seattle's defense beats you. I just go someone random on that Seahawks defense.
If it turned into like another 43-8 thing, I'd be like, God damn it, just shoot me now.
That Super Bowl must have been tough for you to watch, bro. I would have been pissed.
I think I've told you the story of what happened that Super Bowl, right, or no?
No, you didn't tell me.
So I was still working at Victoria's Secret as a manager, and I remember like I was running home because I used to work at Queens Center Mall, and from where I worked to where I lived, I had to take 2 trains and then walk a little bit. So I remember in Queens, and I do this. I run to the corner store. I get like a 6-pack of beer. This is still when I drank beer, because now I only drink liquor. But I get up to my apartment, turn the TV on, turn it on, and you know what the first thing I see is?
Manny Jordan interception.
No, worse. The center snapping the ball and it going over Peyton's head. The first.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, shit, it's going to be a long day. And it got worse from there. But, like, like that level of hope, right, as I'm running through the 2 trains, getting back, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. Sit down, turn it on. Son of a bitch. Oh, man. But, all of that was erased. Just 2 seasons later, when I'm watching Von Miller annihilate DeMarcus Ware, and the no-fly zone annihilate the Panthers. That game looked close because Denver's offense couldn't really do that much, but it was not close at all. But let's turn to, oh my goodness, a team that made, to Austin's point of this, they embarrassed the Steelers, because really there was no reason for them to score on that pick 6. They didn't need to do that. Like, you were winning the game by a healthy margin. Like, you didn't need to do that. Now, I don't know from like a, karma universal standpoint, whether that's going to come back to bite the Texans in the ass. I don't know. There is such a thing as sportsmanship in those sports, but who am I to say that that was the right thing to do? Like, salt the wound, whatever. But the reward for the Texans beating up on the Steelers is that they get to travel to Foxborough, to Gillette, to take on a Patriots team that I don't know. Here's my question to you.
Not there yet.
Is beat, and this is, like, obviously, like, I have the whole Drake May, Bo Nix thing going on, sure. But, like, outside of that, yes, the Chargers are a phenomenal defense. But can we say that the Patriots finally beat somebody if the Chargers could not play complementary football?
No, they did.
But, like, can we say that they beat a legit team?
Yeah, they did. They beat a playoff team. Yeah, they did. I just think what that game showed you is, I mean, if Drake May ain't running like crazy, it's going to be a long night for that offense.
Oh, shit, bro. They're not, like, listen, all due credit to your defense and Derwin James and Jesse Minter and all, like, everybody that's there. Derek Stingley's a different beast.
Yeah, Derek Stingley.
Will Anderson's a different beast. Alshire, that's another, like, they got playmakers, bro. Playmakers.
This Texans defense in the fourth quarter, like, if you're the Patriots, your goal is beat the brakes out of them early, because if you don't beat them, if you're not up by 2 scores maximum by the fourth quarter, I think it's wraps, because this Texans defense in the fourth quarter, they are just so unstoppable. Like, I can't find a team that will stop them if they're close in the fourth quarter. Out of everyone left in the playoffs, Texans in the fourth quarter defense is the most scariest defense in the NFL. Like, they're just so good in the fourth quarter. I don't know how this works.
They just sit on teams. They just sit on them and suffocate it. It's incredible to watch. I will say that.
Yeah, no, like, D'Amico Ryan's, credit to everything that he did. It's really like the Texans offense. So the thing is this: the Texans offense, they don't have a running game. Let's just be real. Woody Marks will look good for like 2 plays, and then he's in the tent, and we're like, where's Woody Marks? Like, what happened to him? And then Nick Chubb is running the ball all of a sudden. I just feel there's, and we don't know the status of Nico Collins. Obviously, Christian Gonzalez is going to be missing on the Patriots defense, most likely too.
Yeah.
So that kind of wipes away and stuff. It's such a tough game to call, because I do think with what Drake May brings to the table, I think early the Patriots can take advantage and take advantage of the fact that the Texans offense just doesn't do enough to help their defense.
This is what the Texans remind me of right now is, and I wonder
your Broncos team that won the Super Bowl.
No, because I'll give CJ Stroud more credit than older Peyton Manning. But then, Peyton Manning, the ability to analyze and change plays. I was gonna say the Broncos teams after Peyton retired, where that defense was still there and was absolutely lethal.
Yeah, and you have to watch his
could not help them out. Like,
who was your quarterback, Sorensen or whatever?
So Trevor Siemian, and then
Siemian,
Drew Lock, Case Keenum, Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Drew Lock beat the Chargers.
Teddy Bridgewater. All of those years where Denver had a great defense, but the offense wasn't, like, to the point that during that, I think it was the first or second year of Russ, if Denver's offense had just scored, like, I think it was 16 points or 17 points, they would have gone, I think it was like 14-2.
Yeah, you would have won more of your games. Yeah,
it's a ridiculous thing, but they could not help them out, and that's what this Texans offense reminds me of right now. Man, one thing I will say though is shout out to Woody Marks for having an amazing game against a very stout defense in the Steelers. You got to do it again. You have, like, Woody Marks has to be able,
but he doesn't show that every week to week. He's not consistent.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, if this was the moment, like, where it clicked in your head of how to effectively run the ball as a running back in the NFL, the Texans can do very well. Because, like, if you remember, Like CJ Anderson wasn't like this phenomenal running back, but he was good enough.
I like CJ Anderson.
No, yeah, I like them too, but like I mean, he wasn't an Adrian Peterson type, or Derrick Henry type. He was a serviceable running back, but in those playoff games between him, Ronnie Hillman, they were able to do enough to move the ball that there was less of a burden on Peyton Manning. And it sounds wild that we are talking about like how do we reduce the burden on CJ Stroud, but like that's kind of where we're at.
This is where I'm like, bro, if Joe Mixon was in this game, easy, I would be saying the Texans, because Joe Mixon was like such an engine for that offense. And it sucks that, he hasn't played at all this year. We don't know like what his injury is or what's going on with him. I just wish him the best health. But man, like you could tell, it's like, man, if Mixon's playing, it's a totally different offense. But yeah, like I feel like this game for the Texans to win, it's almost like how you won against the Chargers. Take 2 big deep shots early, score fast and early, and have your defense suffocate and sit on the Patriots. And for the Patriots to win, it's like, hey, we just got to get 24 points before the fourth quarter and make sure the Texans only have 10 points by the time that it is. Because if you are going tit for tat with the Texans, and even if you're up by 3 points, or even if you're up by a touchdown, whatever reason, that fourth quarter defense wakes up. Will Anderson gets a sack. Daniil Hunter, one of the most underrated pass rushers in the league, he gets a sack. All of a sudden, their defensive tackles are getting sacks. Alshire picks you off. Stingley makes a breakup. Their safety makes a play. It's like, oh my God, like what's going on here? You cannot be close with the Texans in the fourth quarter. But I've been deliberating, and I do think with the running game of the Patriots and Ramondre Stevenson kind of being like a nice little revelation for them as of late, not just in the running game, but as a pass catcher, I think it makes a little bit of a difference. And I think that's the thing that will help the Patriots overcome the Texans. But I won't be surprised if the Texans win. But I got the Patriots winning this game.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it does come down to the differences of the running game, because the Patriots have the ability, if they do get up by 2 scores, to run the ball effectively and kill clock. And they have just enough between Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper where, like, if it's 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4, I trust them to be able to get the first down and then run the ball again with Henderson and Stevenson. And that's how, like, you have to do the short pass game. You have to take, like, it is a clear-cut example of take what the defense gives you against the Texans, but at the same time, remember that you have, like, you can impose your will on a defense while taking what the defense gives you. And that, I think, requires a different level of thinking. And I think that's what Josh McDaniels brings to the table. He has that playoff experience. He has that just in general, to be able to look at a defense like the Texans and go, what did they do well? How do I take that away? And you don't just have Stevenson as a runner. You have Henderson as a dynamic runner, and you have Drake May as a dynamic runner. And that's three people, right? Like, that's the difference between a Patriots team and a Ravens team that has Henry and Lamar. There's no third component. And the reason why I say that is because, yes, Keaton Mitchell is Keaton Mitchell, or Rasheen Ali is Rasheen Ali, or even Justice Hill is Justice Hill. But they're not runners on the level of Derrick Henry and Lamar. So when they're in, you know that the play is going to be XYZ. Whereas here, you never know Stevenson or Henderson what this play is going to be. And that's what forces Stingley to come up for the potential, like, do we need to stop the run? That's what can allow a Stephon Diggs or Demario Douglas to get past them and get that deep shot. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take the Patriots as well. And then one thing I do want to add is to your point about Joe Mixon. We don't know whether Joe Mixon's coming back, but obviously the actual draft is going to be very, very different. But in the 4th round, Tankathon at least has the Texans at 106 taking Jonah Coleman from Washington.
No.
So that'll be interesting with because he seems like he's got a
Hey man, who do they have us taking, John? I need to know, man.
All
So I
right,
can tell my
hold
front
on.
office.
Hold
I'm
on.
like, my owner listens to me and gives me power, unlike Lamar's owner.
Pick number 9th overall. They got the Chiefs taking Spencer Fano, offensive tackle.
Man, no, that's not the pick, bro. I'm gonna call him right now.
We'll get there.
Shut up, man.
Round 2, they got the Chiefs taking Dylan Thieneman, safety, Oregon.
How the hell me?
Round 3, they got you solving the Travis Kelce problem. Jamari
What?
Johnson from Oregon.
Who?
Jamari Johnson, tight end 2 from Oregon. And then
And two.
in round 4, at pick 109, Nicholas Singleton, running back, Penn State.
Man, what the fuck, man? I gotta call my owner up right now, man. This is ridiculous. Call up the Hunt family right now and tell them I want Jeremiah Love in the first round, a receiver in the second, third round tight end. That's not a number 2 tight end, a number 1 tight end, and then 4th round, maybe we can take another running back. Hey, what are you laughing, man? It's a great strategy. Help me win the games.
Somehow Patrick Mahomes manages to make everything about himself, even when he's not in the playoffs.
I'm not making it about myself. I'm making it about Chiefs Kingdom and winning the football game. Man, whatever. You know what? Yeah, let's just draft for that defense that doesn't do anything except help me on offense. Where, hey, if my defense lets up points, I know I'm going to go down the field and score.
Well, Pat, there are 2 teams that are really good at running the ball, and that's why they're in the playoffs, and they're the Bears and the Rams.
Yeah, I know that's ridiculous, man. Imagine if we had Brees Hall. It would be great.
Would have been great. But we've got the Bears, we've got the Rams. This is Sunday football, Sunday night football.
Oh, Mike, this is great.
The last game of the divisional round.
Saturday morning Broncos, Saturday night Seahawks, Niners, Sunday. Yeah.
So the way these times work out, and this is 4:30 Eastern is Broncos Buffalo. Then 8:00 p.m. Eastern is San Francisco Seattle. 3:00 Eastern on Sunday is Houston New England, so that would be what, noon for you?
Yeah.
And then 6:30, so 3:30 for you. Goodness, is Los Angeles at Chicago.
Is that NBC?
Yes. So the way this works is Buffalo, Denver is CBS. San Francisco, Seattle is Fox. Houston, New England is ESPN, ABC. And then Los Angeles, Chicago is NBC Peacock.
Oh, so Aikman and Buck get one more game. Interesting.
Yeah. But this, if you're saying that Seahawks Niners could be game of the week, I think the one that has the best shot of being in contention against that is the other NFC game with Bears and Rams. The Bears beat the Packers very definitively. It was a back and forth game in the sense that the Bears hung on, and that is a classic. Like, that is the Bears' MO right now, and they were able to just whittle away at not the Packers defense, but the Packers offense, and slow them down enough that the Bears offense, once it woke up, was able to just kill shot. And whether he really is Iceman or Superman, Iceman or Superman cometh. And yeah, you know what? That's also very interesting to think about. Out of the 8 teams that are in the playoffs, 3 of them are quarterbacked by guys who were drafted in 2024.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Good QB class.
Crazy. But now the Bears have a really interesting test, because who's coming but the Rams? The Rams are a team that I don't really know what to think about them, because like they seem as though, similarly to the Bills, that they are a team of destiny. But at the same time, they should have beaten the Panthers a lot more definitively than they did.
Oh man, Panthers covering the spread was the best bet I made all weekend, man. I said, you're giving a team 10.5? Oh, I'm taking that.
Like, what the hell was that? Yeah, it is a fascinating thing to see because you would expect Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams to do Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams things, and Puka did. Devontae was hit or miss. Now maybe that's just him coming back from the hamstring, and he'll be a little bit better to go and ready to go for this one. What I think is interesting here is they're two key players that have a lot of experience with the Bears. Matt Stafford played in Detroit for years, had to go to the Bears, and for years he knows how to play in cold weather. Not to mention the fact that he played in Detroit, but covering there. And there's Taco Tay. And if Taco Tay knows how to do one thing, he knows how to beat the Bears. Now, granted, different teams, different coaches, different players, all that kind of stuff. But there is a certain mentality. There's a certain familiarity that comes with that history. This is a really, really fun matchup for me because I want to see the Bears offense go up against the Rams defense. This Rams defense can be exposed, and they are great at getting after the quarterback with your guy, Jared Verse.
Love him.
But the Bears offense, even with Roma Dunze back, now runs through Colston
Loveland. Yeah, he's looking great, man.
And shout out to Chase U drafting him in the Worldwide Dynasty.
I love Love. I felt good about him getting there. And like the way he spammed Laporta, I was like, he's gonna spam Loveland the same way. And he's pretty much doing what Laporta did, man.
Yeah. And it made sense because you had to cover the fact that you inherited Cole Kmet from
Yeah.
Nick, but
you really talk like I was going to choose Loveland, and then like you really sold it to me because it was actually not in the worldwide draft. It was in the main event Mafia draft where you told me you should probably go with Loveland because you have Kmet, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then I realized I had Kmet in the other league, and I said, oh, I should probably do the same thing in this league. So it was actually from the other league where you told me to draft Loveland because I was thinking about it, and then you said, yeah, since you have Kmet, you should probably get Loveland. I was like, damn, John's right about this one. Yeah, why not?
He's gonna be shooting up the redraft rankings for next year.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think what's going to happen is people are going to sleep a little bit on Laporta because of the injury and because of no Ben Johnson. And based off of how the Lions reload, like think about it. Like people are going to say Laporta got hurt and there's no Ben Johnson. But if the Lions get Mike McDaniel.
Oh, Mike McDaniel loves his tight ends too.
I think people are going to forget about that. And like, like it's sort of like not like a, what have you done for me lately? But it is like a, we quickly forget who someone is or what someone does. And I think Laporta, especially if he rehabs the right way, is going to be an underrated redraft sort of.
Oh, yeah. You will probably get him in the 10th round, 11th round, because people are going to be like, because the only tight ends worth a darn to like overdraft are going to be Loveland, Warren, and Bowers. That's it.
I'm going to be and McBride.
No, McBride. Yeah. He's over Bowers at this point because he actually gets touchdowns now.
Yeah. What I'm going to be interested in is from the tight end position is seeing how people deal with Travis Kelce not being there because I anticipate he's going to retire. Now, a lot of people were down on Travis Kelce, like especially this year, like he had taken a step back, but you always had a league, or you always could be in a league where somebody drafted Travis Kelce higher than they should. Now, with that person removed, how does that affect everything? I also want to see how people treat Tucker Kraft coming back from his injury. That's going to be something else to pick up on. But yeah, there's a lot to like. But Colson Loveland really is the engine that makes this team move, and it's going to be on those middle linebackers for the Rams to be able to stop him, because this is a super dynamic player that really opens up this Bears offense. I'm more keen on watching the Bears offense versus the Rams defense. I trust the Rams offense versus the Bears defense because the Bears defense really only knows how to get turnovers. Like they allow a lot of yardage. Now, I don't think we run into the situation that we ran into last week or a couple days ago, where the Bears defense is able to slow down the Packers offense, because I trust Sean McVay way more than I trust Matt LaFleur.
Man. Yeah. Fuck, man. Not as good as me, man.
I'm gonna go Bears, because there's just something about like what Ben Johnson is like. There's just like that when he's in the locker room, and it's wild because we would never get this back in the day. Like even 10 years ago, or even you'd argue 5 years ago, they would have a camera maybe backstage or not backstage in the locker room, thinking wrestling. But like they wouldn't be airing footage of the head coach of the Chicago Bears going, "Fuck the Packers, fuck those guys, I fucking hate them." Like that just wouldn't happen. But that's what we're getting now. Like that's the world we live in now. And Ben Johnson's like, let's just, we're gonna do this. I don't know. There's just something like good, better, best. Like well, why not? Why not? Like good, better, best.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. How about you?
I'm with you, John. I feel so good about this Bears team. Like something about this team, like they just don't fucking quit. You can never kill them. They find ways. They have a quarterback in Caleb Williams where I'm just like, anytime he has a clean pocket and he lets it go, I'm like, oh, he's completing that pass. Like, oh my God, that ball. Like, you're seeing it. And with the Rams, what I saw in that game against Carolina is their special teams still suck. Like that's eminent. Their special teams are horrible. And then two, they weren't playing with the same ferocity. Like something about that game in Seattle, it broke the Rams. Like it broke like a code in their head.
I can
like,
see, yeah.
They're not playing the same. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just like it's not the same Rams team that was doing these weird tight end sets, and then later on they were doing like Corum and Williams, and they were mixing the two in, and they were just like. They're kind of falling back into like the older Rams where they're just throwing the ball too much. And Puka's a beast. Devontae Adams is a tough player. Like they're awesome receivers. So I understand. It's just I feel the Rams are just facing an uphill battle, and it's the same thing that I talked about with the Bills, where the Bills it's like you have to go on the road to do this. For the Rams, next week it's a totally different story if they win because it's like okay, cool, we're traveling to places where it's similar. But it's a long trip to Carolina. Got to adjust the body clock. And then it's a long trip to the Bears, and the Bears are at home. It's going to be cold, and it's going to be like, damn, it's nighttime cold too. It's going to hit different. Just something about this game. I'm just like, man.
And you know what is just fascinating to me about this is I get why Broncos Bills opened at Broncos plus 144, and I get why it's basically in essence a coin flip game. I don't understand why Bears and Rams isn't like that.
Yeah, like what if the Bears
makes sense to me?
Remember when we were talking about the line for the Bears and the Packers? I was like, why are the Bears this much of an underdog to the fucking Packers? I didn't get it. I'm like, is Michael Parsons back? Like, is he playing with one leg or something? Like, huh?
Plus 106, yeah. It should have been this should also been a negative 108, negative 108.
Yeah.
That's what you see here with Bills and Jags. That's for whatever reason I've noticed, negative 108 is the coin flip. No,
this is the bookie saying you're not making plus money on the Bills. Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah.
They don't want you to win money off the Bills. They want you to like lose money based off the Bills. I'll still put $108 on the Bills to win 100, sure. But most people win it. I feel good about this Bears team. I think this Bears team has all the will and all the capability to win football games. They show me that. Like, if you can tell by the NFC side of things, I'm going with the persistent motherfuckers and the Niners and the Bears. And on the AFC side of things, I'm going with the more sophisticated people. So and the Broncos and the Patriots. So
I appreciate you calling them sophisticated.
Well, yeah, I mean Sean Payton's a sophisticated guy. What do you want me to call him? Not sophisticated?
So you've got a Bears Niners rematch for the NFC title game, and then you've got a classic Broncos Patriots, at least from at least of a couple of years ago, from like 2011.
A new rivalry, Knicks versus May.
Yeah. You know when that happens. If that happens, the number of times they're gonna do the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady graphics.
Oh, they're gonna show. Yep.
May. Oh my god.
They're gonna talk about how they're in the same draft and all that other stuff. Yep. Yeah. The storylines will be annoying, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going with the persistent teams in the NFC.
Yeah,
I just don't believe God will give Sam Darnold a playoff NFC championship appearance. Yeah,
I get it.
I can't believe our Lord and Savior will be like, oh, Sam Darnold, go to the NFC title, 1 win away from a Super Bowl. He'll be like, what? God will wake up like, nah, this ain't happening. Make it rain in Seattle today.
But there you have it, guys. These are our picks. Let me just check one more time, see if any of the odds have changed while we've been talking. No, 108, plus 280, negative 350, negative 172, plus 144, plus 172, negative 205. Yeah, and you want to see what they have for the conference championship hypotheticals? It's very interesting, very intriguing. So they have if it's Bills Patriots, they technically have the Bills as favorites. The Bills are negative 106. The Patriots are negative 110. If it's Patriots at Broncos,
dude, they're such assholes. They just don't want you to bet on the Bill. Like, dude, you understand how asshole this is? It's like, oh,
wait,
Bills at plus money.
I'll skip Patriots Broncos then to tell you the other Bills one. So Bills at Texans, they have Texans negative 104, Bills negative 112.
This is such trolling by them, dude. Like, they just don't want you to win money on the bill. So that you're telling me that they have the bill. So if the Bills face the Bills face the Patriots are like plus 1.5 or minus 1.5. And the Bills face the Texans, the Bills would be minus 1.5. Okay, got you.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're giving us the Bills plus 1.5 spread. Wow, what generous people.
And then if it's Patriots Broncos, Patriots plus 100, Broncos minus 118. And if it's Texans Broncos negative 122, Texans plus 104. And then so let's see. So you've got Bears Niners. Let me see Bears Niners. Bears Niners, they have Bears negative 118 and they have Niners plus 100. And then I said Bears Seahawks, which is that's interesting. They have Seahawks minus 255, Bears plus 210.
They have a lot of faith in Sam Darnold.
They are making Seattle negative 5.5 in the spread. That's an interesting one. That is interesting. And if it's
that's risky by the sports books to trust Sam Darnold that much, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed they're treating the Bills like they can't just make them an underdog. Who cares? Like, fuck is this, dude? Like, they just don't want you to win money off the Bills. Like, they just know it's like, because, dude, the minute they make Bills a plus, everyone's jumping. I jump on that. I don't even care if they win or lose. It's like, dude, thank you for some free money. This is better than any free money they can give you.
What's interesting, though, is that the championship winner, the AFC championship winner, right now, the best odds, or the favorite, is the Patriots at plus 200, the Bills at plus 250, the Broncos at plus 270, and then the Texans at plus 360. And then on the NFC side, Jesus, there's no faith in Kyle Shanahan. The Niners are plus 1,000. The Bears are plus 550. The Rams are plus 170. And then the Seahawks are plus 115.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they really believe in Sam Darnold, bro. Or maybe not Sam Darnold. They believe in McDonald able to cover up Sam Darnold, or Clint Kubiak able to.
Do you want to hear interesting Sean McVay stat?
Go for it.
So if Sean McVay moves on, and they will be facing the Rams and the Seahawks, right? The Rams or the Seahawks or the Niners. This will be the first time in his many years in the postseason that he would face a team twice in the postseason. He has never faced like a repeating team in the postseason.
Wait, you mean he's never faced the same In any of the times he's gone to the playoffs, he's always been a new team that he's faced.
Yeah, he's never faced a repeat opponent.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's never faced like a repeat person where it's like, oh yeah, like all those years, like and stuff. Like he's only faced the Niners once in the postseason. I think the Seahawks once in the postseason. That's it.
That's interesting. Yeah, you think Niners Rams would have popped up a lot more, like at least once.
Or Rams Eagles too, and stuff.
Right?
But
yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, John. That's why I have to go against Coach McVay. I just think he's gonna be like, nah, I can't face them twice. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We're gonna ruin my perfect record.
And Fernando Mendoza is -1,000 to be the first overall pick.
I don't look at those, John. All glory to God. Thank you so much. It's a great honor. Yeah,
he's gonna be hold on. Hold on. 2026 NFL draft. Oh, it's in Pittsburgh. He's gonna be like Pittsburgh. What a stalwart city of America. Like
it's one of the great cities. I can see why it's called the Steel City with the hardest working human beings. They have great food here. This has been a great overall experience. It's like, dude, why are you cutting a promo, dog? Just go to the Raiders.
But yeah,
who did I have my Chargers taking?
Oh, wait, hold on one sec. I'll let you know. All right,
might as well get ready for disappointment.
First round, interior offensive line, Vega Ioane from Penn State.
He's good. You know what my dream is actually I hope Caden Proctor performs very underwhelming in the combine and shit. And teams don't think he could become a tackle, so we can just kick him inside guard because I like Proctor. He's a beast. So.
And then you've got in the second round, you're becoming the Penn State Chargers because they have you taking edge Danny Dennis Sutton.
Okay. We are Penn State.
But then they have you in the third round going Davison Igbinison, cornerback, Ohio State.
Big Ten.
You really don't need offensive players. Like QJ.
No. The Chargers' big need is interior offensive line, another corner, defensive tackle, and maybe a third linebacker.
Well,
that's
boy, do I got something for you in the fourth round. Defensive line, Penn State, Zane Durant.
Damn, dude, we're just going all Big Ten. We're just gonna get. Yeah, we are the Penn State Chargers. We are the Chargers.
It's like when Philly saw a Georgia defensive player, it was like, yeah, no, we'll take him. No, we'll take him. Why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind offensive guard from Penn State. I definitely want us to sign at least a center and a guard as well. Honestly, with all our cap space that we have, re-sign Olway, try to see if Khalil Mack wants to come back for one more year.
You know what's interesting though? In the current version of Tankathon, they have you got you're picking 22, right? With Vega Ioane for Penn State. At 24, they have the Browns with Jacksonville's pick taking Caden Proctor. So Caden Proctor would technically be on the board.
Yeah.
When you guys are picking at 22.
I would much rather. So here's my thing. The reason why I like taking a guy and I joked about this when I was pissed after the Chargers won when we did the wildcard thing, and I said draft the tackle and kick him inside guard, but I really mean that. Draft the tackle and kick him inside guard because just in case Alton Slater go down, you can kick him out the tackle. That's the reason.
Look at this guy.
That's the reason.
Planning on them going down.
There's no hope, man. But I hope Joe Alt doesn't go down again. He's my Lord and Savior. Jesus Christ.
So let's see for Denver, because right now it's saying Denver's picking 31st. Defensive line, Amari Washington, Oregon. I don't know if they need D line, but they didn't really need back, and they took Jahdae Barron. So who am I to judge? In the second round, Elijah Surratt, wide receiver, Indiana.
No, that'd be a good pick. That's a very Sean Payton receiver too.
He's 6'2", so he meets my primary requirement, which is at least 6'2".
Yeah, that's a Sean Payton requirement too. 6'2" and above.
Then third round, they've got Jayshon Barham, linebacker, Michigan. Then in the fourth round, where they have multiple picks because of the Devon Vele trade, my goodness. Which, you know what? That's a good example of a trade working out for both teams. Devon Vele looks like he's going to be great for the Saints for however many couple more years he plays. And Denver turned a 7th-round pick into a 4th-round pick. So with that 4th-round pick, they have them taking Michael Trigg, tight end Baylor. And then with their own 4th-round pick, interior offensive line, Kalen Rutledge, Georgia Tech. So we shall see.
Interesting.
Right now, they have the Saints taking Jeremiah Lovett at the 8th pick. That's why.
Man.
That's why he can't go to that. That's why.
I'm gonna call them up. I'm gonna call them up. Tell them that they got to draft someone like Jordan Tyson.
Well, they can't because Jordan Tyson's going 6th to the Browns.
All right, man. Who can the Browns draft instead? I'll call them up too.
Well, the only people in between. Well, so this is the current first round. Fernando Mendoza, then the Jets Dante Moore, Cardinals Arvell Reese, Titans Ruben Main Jr., Giants Carnell Tate, Browns Jordan Tyson, Washington Caleb Downs, Saints Jeremiah Love, Chiefs Spencer Fano, Bengals David Bailey, edge Texas Tech, Dolphins Francis Maigoa, offensive tackle Miami, Cowboys Kendrick Falk from edge from Auburn, Rams with the Falcons pick Mansour Delane from LSU, Ravens.
I think Mansour Delane was going to fall in this draft, honestly.
Ravens Peter Woods, defensive line Clemson.
Oh, he's going to fall into. I wouldn't be surprised if that's your pick if you do pick in the 30s, like Peter Woods for whatever reason, because I don't think he's going to test well. I think he's going to pull like what happened to Brian Bresee, where Bresee just didn't test well in the combine, and it's he dropped.
Huh. Then Tampa Bay, Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State. Jets with the Colts pick, Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver, USC. Which, if you think about it, that would be Mekhi Lemon, Dante Moore, Garrett Wilson, and I think Aeneas Smith. No. They got Adonai Mitchell, and I forget who their third would be. But
John Mechie.
Mechie, yeah. That wouldn't be that bad. That wouldn't be that bad. 17th, they've got the Lions, Jermon McCoy, cornerback Tennessee. Vikings, Avion Terrell, cornerback Clemson.
He's going to fall.
Panthers, Kenyon Sadiq, tight end Oregon. Cowboys with the Packers pick, CJ Allen, linebacker Georgia. 21, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to say
Ty Simpson.
They're going to say fuck Will Howard, Ty Simpson. Then they've got the Chargers. We covered that. Vega Ioane. The Eagles at 23, Denzel Boston, wide receiver Washington. The Browns, we said Caden Proctor. The Bears at 25, Caden McDonald, D-line, Ohio State. The Bills, KC Concepcion, wide receiver at Texas A&M. The Niners, Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle, Utah. The Texans, Caleb Banks, defensive line, Florida. The Rams, Emmanuel Pregnan, interior offensive line, Oregon. The Patriots, Cassius Howell, edge, Texas A&M. We covered Denver. And then Seahawks, Brandon Sase, cornerback, South Carolina. That's the first round right now, according to Tankathon.
Okay. I think a lot of these DBs are going to fall in the draft, to be honest. But I think the top 5 is pretty much the top 5. It's going to be the only thing is like Ty Simpson can definitely change the trajectory if he has a good combine, good pro day and stuff. But I do think it's like I think the core 4, Mendoza, Bain, Reese, and then who was the other? Why am I drawing a blank on the other guy you said? Huh?
Caleb Downs.
Downs, yeah.
Oh no! No! You said top 5. Carnell Tate.
Tate. I think those are the core 4 guys. They're for sure locked in. Like they're whatever way they get picked, they're gonna get picked. If Arvell Reese somehow falls in this draft, some team should definitely trade up to get him. You know, if he reaches 8 or 9, definitely call those teams and see if you can get something to trade up for that bad boy. He's good. He's really, really good. So
if there's a way for Denver to get him, that would solve a lot of the linebacker problems.
I didn't hear you. I don't know what happened. My internet got
no,
hacked.
I said if there was because you're saying if he falls to trade up, I don't know if Denver would have the firepower, but I would love for them to be able to trade up to get.
Dude, can Arvell Reese play wide receiver?
That's true. He can't, but
yeah, man, yeah, now up here.
And then for your Bama boys, they've got at second round Ravens LT Overton. Second round,
he could sneak into the first round. To be honest, LT Overton.
Second
As
round,
he does a run at D tackle, he could sneak in.
Second round, Carolina, pick 51, Deontay Lawson.
That would be a steal.
Second round, pick 58, San Francisco, Jeremy Bernard.
I love Bernard, dude. He was such a baller for us. Yes.
Fourth round, almost back to back at the back end of the fourth round. Oh, sorry, back end of the third round. They've got the Bears taking Bray Hubbard, and then the Bills taking Keon Sabb, 89 and then 91.
Yep. That sounds like good picks.
The last couple Bama guys right now is in the fourth round, Tim Keenan the third, D-line to the Raiders, and then Damani Jackson to the Niners.
Sounds like another successful class for Alabama. Roll Tide.
But guys, there you have it. These are our picks for the divisional round.
One bonus pick: Indiana's beating Miami.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, would we cover that? No, we wouldn't, because that's next Monday. That's next Monday. Yeah,
that's a bonus pick.
So you got Indiana over Miami?
Sadly.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you know me, I love my Blue Bloods winning the national championship, and it's going to be ugly when IU's in the list of national champions of dominance that the Blue Bloods have had the last 20 years. So it's going to be disgusting seeing the IU logo. But yeah, no, they're a really good school. They just showed me way too much and stuff.
I'm interested to see. A part of me is like, you know what? Georgia's out. Carson Beck, redeem yourself, young man.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's a
story. He never got the shot. He never really got the shot to play for one.
Hey, one name to look for next college football season: Josh Hoover, TCU transfer quarterback, going to where? Indiana, just like Francisco Mendoza transferred to Indiana. So look out for Josh Hoover. He has nice odds to win the Heisman right now, plus 1,400. Just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. You know, if it worked with Mendoza, it might work with Hoover, who has played really well at TCU. Not like he's been a bum. Played really well. So
yeah, I don't know if you. I think I told you I joined. I took over a Devi League orphan. So you can. So in the rookie draft, you can either draft someone in the current NFL draft, or what you do is you take like a defensive player and you just go, this is a placeholder for a player in college. So you can take somebody in college before they're drafted. So like a lot of times like great players are already gone. So sometimes it makes sense to just, go into the future and take a current college player. So I got to like pay attention now to see like who might be worth it to.
Josh Hoover could be a nice little Devi guy. Sam Levitt going to LSU might raise his draft stock.
The current crop of guys that I have, because I inherited a bunch, some of them are dog shit terrible. Like I'm sitting on, and they're so bad, like nobody's going to trade me for them. Like we're talking Dylan Raiola, Nico.
He's not bad.
Well, he's not bad, but he's not like
he's going to get drafted.
He's going to get drafted, but like he's going to probably get drafted to be a backup.
Oh no.
We're talking about like this is a dynasty football league. I need
no. He has.
You think Dylan Raiola is going to be a starter?
Yes, he has good tools. He has good skill. People look, if you get past his Mahomes fetish that he has, he's not horrible. And he really isn't that horrible of a player. Like you're going to Nebraska that's like a power run fucking scheme. Yeah, of course you're not going to perform well there, bro. Like, no, he has good talent.
I mean, he's transferring to
Oregon.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean We'll see.
Yeah, just get past the Mahomes fetish and you're fine. Like, let's stop hating on Rayola like this. Come on.
These are the players that I have. I have Caleb Jackson, Zach Branch, Nico Ayamaleva, Micah Hudson.
See that guy. Now it's like, oh god.
Yeah, see, that. I've always just lumped him in there with Dylan Raiola. Micah Hudson, Taylor Tatum.
Oh.
The players I've added.
You have Hudson?
Yeah, Micah Hudson.
Oh, he's a stud, bro. Like, he didn't have like the greatest year this year at Texas Tech, but he was a freshman. But bro, he's good.
And then now the players I added from the 2025 draft: Malachi Nelson, Aaron Anderson, Desmond Reed, Jarek Gibson, and Jaden Baugh. So, like, part of my strategy, I think, for this is just at some point in time, any wide receiver that Ohio State brings in from their recruiting class, just take him. Even if he's a freshman, just take him. Just take him and wait 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got him.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to be
Ohio State LSU wide receivers can't go wrong with them.
I think that's going to be my strategy. Like whichever, if I see Ohio State has in their recruiting class, there's a 4-star wide receiver that they have brought in. When he's a freshman, I'm just going to take that person. Call it a day.
Yeah,
that's my strategy.
That makes sense. Yeah,
and then I'll figure it out on running back. I'll figure running back out and go.
Running back, honestly, I always tell people like it's fun to go like look at the small school running backs that you feel like can like just get yards and see if like honestly you got to look at their carries, you got to look at this and stuff. But yeah, running back is different.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't understand the Raiola hate. I really don't. Like, I get people don't like him, but I see enough intangibles where if he has a good year at Oregon and he has the starts which people look for, he could easily be a first-round pick. Like, he reminds me of Bo Nix in a sense, where I think Bo Nix was in a shitty situation at Auburn and he just didn't get like the opportunities that he should have gotten. And then he went to Oregon and he turned it around. That's what I see with Raiola.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nebraska's Matt Rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like why are we like he's a young kid, bro? Like why is everyone so like I get it. He has a Mahomes fetish. He likes to pretend he's fat.
Like that, but I think is why I'm down on him, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'll admit that. I'll admit there's a little bit of hate.
Yeah, he's a good player. He is a good player. I think he's gonna I think Nebraska just wasn't a good fit for him. He went there because he was sold a bunch of money, and he was sold on the idea of you know, pretty much like the idea was, hey, let's reestablish the culture, retake Nebraska and bring them back to the national power that they used to be. And he bought into this idea of rebuilding a P5 at the time school that has a lot of respect, and that like I love Nebraska. I think Nebraska's a great school. I want them to do well. I think college football is better when Nebraska is good. Mm-hmm. It just didn't happen. It's just one of those things that just didn't happen. And also, too, let's not forget, he started as a true freshman and stuff. It takes time. Like Jared Goff started as a true freshman, and he sucked his freshman year. And look at that, he became the number 1 overall pick. So I'm just saying, man. I think Raiola's fine, and I think choosing Oregon was the best decision for him because you saw what they did with Dante Moore. Why can't they do the same with you? I mean, if you look at Oregon's producing quality quarterbacks in the NFL. Mariota was quality for a while. You have Herbert. You have Nix. Gabriel sucks. But Dante Moore, what if he turns out good? Just saying.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing
whatever, man.
Seeing how the clone works out.
Does anyone have a Sorsby in your Debbie league?
Hold on.
He's the new Texas Tech quarterback. He played at Cincinnati.
What's the last name?
Sorsby, Soresby.
No, nobody has Sorsby.
Would take a flyer on him, to be honest.
Yeah, I might. I might, yeah, I gotta look at a whole bunch of this stuff. And
He's the new Texas Tech quarterback, transfer to Cincinnati. Had a rough start this year, but bounced back really, really well. And he became a very sought after quarterback in the transfer portal for good reason, to be honest. So Sorsby is a guy that I think this draft class is like next year's draft class is interesting, but definitely like Levitt, Raiola, Sorsby, they can play themselves up there.
bro, you know,
and Hoover. Don't forget about Hoover from Indiana. If he's is Hoover available? He has to be. No one probably.
Nobody has him. Nobody has him.
Yeah, he wouldn't be bad.
Nothing annoyed me more when I'll be watching random ass college games this year than being like, oh, this player's really fucking good. Let me see if somebody has him. And I go over there to the spreadsheet, and sure enough, that somebody's got him. I'm like, this is so like I'm watching this. I'm like, what are the odds somebody has Ahmad Hardy from Mizzou? And I go over there.
Oh,
like,
what?
Somebody does. Damn it.
Ahmad Hardy is a beast, bro.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's only it's a 12-team league. So I'm just saying, like, the odds of somebody having this person, like, it's not always that high. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, oh, damn it, somebody does.
Well, John, you have some homework. Watch some Justin Hoover tape, and you'll say, yeah, he can rise like Mendoza, and then you'll be like, okay.
Yeah, it's like there's a part of me that's thinking to myself, like, should I just, instead of bothering, unless there's somebody really, really good falls in the draft, do I just spend the next like 2-3 years doing nothing but taking just college people, primarily like freshmen or sophomores, and then once they come into the league, just hoping that they get good spots, right? Because like imagine if you had taken whether a freshman, sophomore, you'd taken like Zach Charbonnet, and then you're waiting, you're looking forward to it, and then you're like, oh shit, he got drafted by Seattle, and now you're just stuck with Zach Charbonnet on Seattle. Like, you see, that's what's interesting about Devy is like you have to be willing and able to roll with the punches of one, where they get drafted, or two, be able to trade out of them quickly.
Well, my suggestion is I suggest looking at kids that are transfer quarterbacks going from like a smaller school to a bigger school to raise their draft stock and their draft value, because it has proven to be successful for some of these players. Panic, Cam Ward, Bo Nix, they transferred. They didn't stay at one school for 4 years. They transferred. Dante Moore, transfer. Fernando Mendoza, transfer.
Yeah. Like, there's a guy here who has DJ Lagway and Lenore Sellers. That kind of sucks. But
I'm more high on Raiola than I am Lagway.
Listen to these 4 wide receivers that he has. Okay.
Smith.
He has Carnell Tate.
Oh wow.
Jordan Tyson.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith.
Wow.
Wait for it. Ryan Williams.
Well, Ryan Williams didn't do well.
But like, those are some considered top flight wide receivers.
Oh yeah. Especially Jeremiah Smith. He is like, he's the best receiver prospect I've seen since Julio Jones. I think Jeremiah Smith is a better receiver prospect than Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Jeremiah Smith is a better wide receiver prospect than Tet McMillan.
Damn.
Jeremiah Smith is the truth. He's so fucking good.
I'm intrigued. Justice Haynes going back.
Yeah, he wants to play with the good old line. I don't blame him. He was only going to be a second round pick. He has a chance to be a first round pick if he plays well next year.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's still going to be a second round pick next year regardless. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But there you have it.
Running backs can gamble. Quarterbacks can't gamble. That's why it's like, if if you see you're gonna be selected in the first round, just go. Don't be like, oh, do I go back to school?
I sort of agree with that, but I sort of don't, because like, if you're a running back and you go back to college and then you tear your ACL, that's
yeah. No,
you know
but
I mean? Like,
running backs can gamble a little bit better than quarterbacks. Quarterbacks can't gamble. Like, just take your first round money. Screw it.
Yeah.
If you suck, you suck.
JJ McCarthy, $22 million guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like, freaking, bro, if I was a first round quarterback, I'll be like, cool, that my rookie contract pretty much covers my house, whatever I need for my family, and I'll still have leftover to do some investment. I'll have like an NFL grade. And then if I show that I'm smart enough, I can just be a backup quarterback jumping from team to team, and then I'll get into progressive commercial, and I'll be doing some backup quarterback commercials and stuff like. Or I'll start a podcast and act like I'm a genius.
That's what we're gonna do next year when we do our backup quarterback rankings. We're also gonna rank them based off of who we think would be best in a progressive backup.
Oh yeah, right. Progressive commercials,
you know what? Progressive. Feel free to sponsor that episode.
Yeah, I'll reach out.
The backup quarterback rankings brought to you by Progressive. Like that.
Yeah, we're the only podcast that rank backup quarterbacks. That's how much sickles we are.
You know. But guys, we want to thank you all for tuning in. As always, until next time, remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Pray for Pat Mahomes. There's nothing wrong with him. He just needs a running back.
Yeah, man. Tell my owner listens to me on like Lamar's. You know why he listens to me, John? Because he has T-Mobile, the best 5G network in the world. And if you go ahead and trade in your phone now, you can get an iPhone 17 Pro on us.
I'm just gonna I know I've said it before, but how wild is it that he was in a commercial for State Farm that involved a knee brace and then he tore his ACL?
Yeah, man. Let's not talk about that.
That's wild.
Voodoo.
That's crazy. But anyway, guys, until next time, we will catch you all later.